boots, and then Bud is like a '90s Jordan. And I'm like, nah, it's not like that. I think it's actually more like, if anything, if you want to have a comparison about basketball and real skill, Bud is like a Michael Jordan and Boots is like a Kobe Bryant. Um, but yeah, that's how I feel. But anyway, people like saying, oh, they fight exactly the same. Some people saying that again, he outdid Crawford because he stopped him early and faster, which yeah, on record he did. But I'm gonna just tell you this straight up, he didn't outdo Bud in the performance. Reason being because simple. I mean, Bud was taking the time, doing setups, using his lead hand, probing, trying to, get Avanesyan to react, and then basically you know, set him up with the it was a uppercut right hook. I think he hit him with. I'm trying to remember how long. Yeah, it was a uppercut right hook. I think he ended up finishing with. It was two punches, like uppercut right hook that he ended up, because it was an upper. So he did like a little fake uppercut, then he hit him with the hook, and then he came back with the uppercut. So there was a right hook, and then he came back with an uppercut that Crawford finished him with. And that nigga was on the stretch. He was done for neat, like, you know what I'm saying? He put his lights out. You know, in the in the Boost fight, Boost looked good. Boost came out there early, like trying to prove a point. Like my guy, shout out to Ants Boxing Channel, ABC Boxing, shout out to him. I forgot where my man is located. I always thought he was located in Omaha, but he's not. But anyway, he made a great point, and he made a very great prediction. I'll show you his channel too. He said basically how I kind of went and how I noticed too, a lot of fights, I'm sorry, Boost fights, if you look at it, are where he's just running through these guys. And anyway, we're gonna just stick to the topic. He really much ran in the first round. He kind of started doing a jab, double jab, and then he like with a double. I think he hit him with like a body shot or whatever, and like kind of like got Avanesyan off balance. And he like swung. He had he whiffed a big right hand. A Boost tried to follow up with, and ended up obviously missed. And then after that, he got back on the jab. He started going to the body a little bit. Um, Avanesyan was getting a little shots off, not much in the first round that I can remember, but he basically you can tell Boost was already like in a mode where his intention was to stop him, and in that first round, pretty much obviously Boost won that. I say Boost 1-2. Mainly I think he does a few uppercuts, a good like body uppercuts and stuff. I don't think he landed a lot of uppercuts as far as like uppercuts we talking about to the head, just mainly body uppercuts and stuff and whatnot, and like a few hooks. But again, I had to go back. But I know the second round more the same, but he picked it up faster. Like he started on right hand 1-2, started like he was letting his hands go, throwing combinations, like throwing like 4-5 into a 3, so 4-5, not 4-5, but 5-6. The left uppercut and the right uppercut, and then he was throwing some 1-2s in there as well. Different combination setups and stuff. Mainly was just letting his hand, whatever opening he seen or that was there, he was just throwing a punch in that exact moment, at that exact time. He didn't really give a fuck about what was coming at him. I guess because he was just confident that he could take his punch. Probably from watching Bud, Avanesyan, he probably could tell like he didn't really have much power, probably for him. And yeah, he ended up, like I say, he ended up that second round just doing some more of the same with the first. Anyway, so the third, he started really turning it up, going again, same thing, going to that body, um, using jab, but this time it was like a little more on the inside. And I noticed like in the inside, Boots, this is what he gonna get crushed against Crawford. I'm just gonna say I don't even feel like holding my tongue. Like the reason why he gonna get crushed against Crawford, bro, because the inside, that is the big elephant in the room. That is what is the most obvious thing I see Crawford when they fight, and what's gonna be exploited and exposed is Boots' inside game is lacking. And why? Because again, he kind of stands up straight, and I'm gonna show videos of that. Um, and a lot of times he like try to lean kind of frame with his head instead of kind of doing when you even could go and look at the Crawford fight, which I'll show Crawford David Avanesyan. You would see like he's Crawford using his lead shoulder, which is the main point of contact. Um, and then he kind of he creates space and then close the space. Which is how you find the inside. You want to create space and then uh pretty much uh close that space so the other opponent don't have opportunity to do the same. But the lead shoulder is a big thing, and he was doing that a lot. Um, he didn't really use measure, but again, which is very important to start obviously your offense. You know, if you look at that fight, he was probably fighting on the inside, landing good uppercuts, and there were uppercuts, right hooks, and you know, Pawn with his jab. So he really like set him up. But again, you see the layers of his game. And he obviously showed that in the arrow fight, how he did short arrow on the inside. A lot of people was ignorant and think that Bud had inside game, which he always had and always in the bag. If you look back at the Felix Diaz fight,